Hi. Oh my goodness, so good to be here, everybody. How's everyone doing? Okay, so I'm super excited, as I always am, about the topics that I get to come and talk with you guys about. So, I wanted to talk about how, because I hear some people say, well, it's just times are so uncertain, it's really hard to make certain choices, or, we just don't know. And, I get that feeling. Like, I really do get the feeling. I understand. But what if now is actually no less uncertain than it's actually ever been? So I'm putting that out there because I actually believe that. I don't believe that there is any more time of uncertainty than there was like 6 months ago, or there was 5 years ago. That's kind of the beauty of life, is it's like, the best way to move through it is kind of the fact that, we can visualize and we can set intentions, which I would highly recommend that you do, but we don't actually know. We never ever know what's around the corner. So if we sit with this belief that, oh, maybe it is no less uncertain than other times, then what does that mean? Well, it actually means then that perhaps things are actually more certain than they've ever been. And hi, thank you so much. So yeah, maybe things are more certain now. And why do I say this? And if I say that, do you think like, well, what are you talking about? Well, let's take a look. As people are slowing down, as people are finding themselves at home, as people are finding themselves with themselves. Now, I understand that there are people who are finding this is a really difficult time. I do understand. But I'm speaking to, and because I happen to find myself surrounded by a lot of people who are saying, considering we're actually doing really well. And that's just it. If you find yourself in a situation and there's nothing you can do, what can you do to find peace of mind? This is life. How can we find peace of mind? And if we stop and think, okay, this is no less uncertain than any other time, I'm going to come at you with, what if things are actually more certain? So let's sit here and think. So I've got a little list here. This is what came to mind. And I want you to think perhaps how you're seeing this in your life around you. And, maybe even after our conversation, you might go off and think, oh yeah, like what else do I notice that is more certain? So one thing for certain, families are together. Families are getting to spend more time together. And again, I understand that there are situations out there where this is not an ideal situation, but I'm talking about the people who have only ever and always just wanted more time. Weekends just aren't enough. People who want time with their families are getting that time right now. And that's beautiful. Families are flourishing. Families are getting this time together that they've always hoped for. So, and I guess with that too, as these families who are happy to be spending time together, who are just like over the moon, radiating with love, engaging in activities, creating and growing together, there's a ripple effect, a massive ripple effect that's going out from that. And I think that's beautiful. So that's one thing we know for certain. Another thing that is certain is that there are actually more occupational opportunities out there than ever before. And I know that some of you might be thinking, like, what are you talking about? There are so many people who are losing their jobs, which, and again, so unfortunate. And thank goodness for some of the governments are able to put some programs in order, but there are so many people that I'm hearing about, and I want you to think about potentially people that you're hearing about who are also thinking, the number of people who started to tap into their passions or to just take a look around at like what's available to them and think creatively. And these massive occupational opportunities that are created out of intention, that are created out of pure interest, that are created out of joy and love are springing to life. This is happening for certain, and it's absolutely beautiful. Hey, everybody who's popping on. It's so good to see you, Tony. I can't wait to read your message here. I'll connect with you after. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy you're appreciating it. So occupations are expanding. They are, and if they're expanding now, they're going to continue to expand and continue to grow. What can you do with the situation that you find yourself in to make it an occupation? Like something you love. It's possible. People are starting to see that it's possible, and this is amazing. That is one thing for certain. And and the situations, so people are realizing too that the situations that they thought before were impossible, they're now realizing that they're actually possible. And so if those impossible situations are possible, how much more is possible? Okay. Another thing that we know is for certain. People are remembering what it's like to feel their feelings. This isn't easy work. It's often hard. It often is painful uncovering the hard memories, but so much remembrance and learning and growth is coming out of it. People are remembering what it's like to feel their feelings, not mass societies. People are remembering what it feels like to feel their feelings. People are remembering what it feels like to be human. This is for certain. And again, another absolutely beautiful, certain realization that's happening at this time. In turn, because of this, hey Grace, thanks for popping on. People are also remembering what they love. The things they love. People are coming back to the practices that light up their life. And this kind of connects back with the occupational opportunities. People are realizing, hey, if I'm sitting here and this is what's getting me through my time at home, like people might actually really appreciate this. And people are realizing the creative ways that they're able to come into occupations. So people are coming back to what it feels like to feel. People are coming back to the things that they love. This means that through all of this, another thing that is for certain is that people are making right now more intentional choices, more intentional actions, and making intentional connections. Again, when I come back to this as a whole, and from this is the same with families who are really getting to spend time together and really grow and flourish and do all of the things they've always wanted to have time to do with their families. There's this beautiful, and I just can't, like the impact, the ripple effect that when people are building and sustaining this level of love and feeling massive, massive ripple effects as people are, and I know that we're not engaging in public a lot, but people are sharing here, people are still, there's FaceTime, people are still connecting. And as other people see people doing this, ripple effect is massive. Another thing that we know for certain is that there is currently more purpose. People are coming back to discovering more purpose in their life. People are going back to their roots. So people are really, it's like peeling layer after layer after layer off, and people are realizing like, oh my God, this is what feeds me. And they have the time to recover and step into this purpose. Now, as people are stepping into experiencing more purpose and living more intentionally through choice, actions, and connections, people are also for certain. This is another thing that's for certain. So we're talking about how things are so certain right now that healing is happening. So as people are stepping through all of these processes, they're literally restoring their nervous system, which means that the capacity for the human body to heal itself is boosted, because as people step out from the constant survival mode that they have been living in, because we all have been doing it in the go, go, go society, We're now at home. We're now calming down. We're now rooting down. We're becoming more intentional and literally restoring our nervous system, which means we're all naturally enhancing our immunity and finding more balance. So everybody's healing. So certain this is happening. We are also certain that people are discovering that a sense of community is important. So whether this is that people are looking out again for intentional communities online, whether people are FaceTiming with family or communities. As a yoga instructor, I've been taking my work online, so I still have community connection with my clients online. So many ways that people are establishing intentional community, and we're coming back to realize that community is so important. And if you didn't catch my live the other day, what I was talking about is how it's not only that connection of community that we're looking for, but as people connect with like-minded people who are also looking for intentional connection, as people share insights, we are actually all raising the energy level within that community group. And this is just happening. It's happening right now, everywhere. And again, the ripple effect goes out, and it's absolutely so magical and so beautiful that this is happening for certain. And one last thing that is happening right now for certain, and there are so many more, and I hope that you go off and think about, like, what else do I know for certain? But one thing that is certain right now is that we humans, every unique soul, is the driver of their own experience. So it's not the world, and it's not external factors that determine how we live our life. As we come back into purpose, as we come back into connection, as we heal, people are realizing that, and this is how it's always been, but we are the ones who control our life experience. You are everything that you need. You are the ultimate creator, creatrix, whatever it is in your life. And this is absolutely amazing and so cool. And it comes back to this, if the things that we thought were unthinkable or impossible before, now we're realizing that they're actually very possible. It's like, sky's the limit, guys. What else is possible? So no, I'm going to sit here and I will disagree with you all night long. But I'm not here to do that. But I am here to plant that seed that we're not sitting in uncertain times. Now is actually no more uncertain than 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago. There's actually so much that we can be certain about. So if we start to realize that, let's open to all of those opportunities. And it's limitless, guys. We live in an abundant, expansive universe that naturally grows. We literally move through annual, seasonal cycles. So whether we choose to grow or not, the world grows and expands, and we go with it. So why don't we just step into it and just open up to all of these abundant, expansive ways and possibilities and opportunities, because they're present, and I actually believe that they're present more than ever. So thank you so much. I see you guys popping on as I'm chatting. So I really appreciate everyone who has come to join me today, as I talk about how times are no less uncertain than they've been before. And there's so many ways that we can actually look at all of the certainty and the beauty in that certainty that's actually existing. So that's it for tonight. So thank you so much for joining me again. I do, anytime I come on here and I see all the beautiful names and faces that are popping up, I know that this for me is really another sacred space to connect with you all. So much love to all of you. I hope some of that made sense and resonated with you. Share with me some of the things that you know are certain and absolutely beautiful that are happening in your life. I'd love to hear, and everybody else wants to hear your magic too. So take care. Have a great night. Hope here in Canada, if you had the long weekend, that you guys all enjoyed it. And if you're just hopping on now, go back to the beginning and have a listen to all of the beautiful and absolutely certain things that are happening in this beautiful world right now. So much love to you all. Take care and talk to you tomorrow. Bye.